Hey guys, welcome back to Thanks to Trey. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about the time I tore up this girl's vagina. In school though. In school. So when I first got to esthetician school, it was cool, you know. There was these three girls, and they're like the ones that I ended up really getting close to. And then there was these two other girls that were just about to move over to nails, and then they were, you know, kind of rude. They were not the nicest people, but you know, I didn't really notice that at first because I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt and get to know everyone instead of prejudging. So they were cool in the beginning. They would help me out with like just the way to do a facial, just the basic things, because the teacher would have the old people teach the new people how to do certain things. So they would help me, you know, so it was like, okay, they're kind of like a senior, you know, a little respect. So one day, the girl, she was like saying, oh, I got this appointment, you know what I mean, please help me out, wax my vagina. And then that's when she had already moved over to nails or whatever, and I was like, okay, well that's kind of scary, but I wanted to go into waxing, so I was really excited to try it anyway, you know. So I was getting ready to start on her vagina, and then a client came in last minute, and the teacher had to help the client. So she started being like, you know, oh, you can do it, you got it, I'll just lead you through it. But I'm like, are you sure? Like, you can't really see in the vagina like the teacher would see. So she's like, no, it's okay, you know, I'll help you through it, no problem. So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I believed her, and I was okay with it. So the teacher's actually right next to me, and I do like pull her to the side, and I'm like, you know, she's telling me to do it, like I'm a little bit nervous. She's like, you got it, it's fine, they know you're learning. So I'm like, okay, all right. So we start, you know, I don't wear a mask or whatever because I'm good. So she starts like talking about how vaginas can smell, you know, and then you know, we're just having conversation back and forth. She's talking about how she's excited for the night, and then I'm like, I prepare, you know, I do a little trim, and I get started, you know, to wax. And she's like, I'm doing good so far. She's telling me, you're doing such a great job. The girls next door was telling me that they would be so scared to trust you guys to do it since you guys are like just learning, but you're doing so good. Like, she was gassing me, so I'm like, all right, I'm doing a good job. So I kept like doing it or whatever, and she was talking about how, you know, sometimes it smells like, not hers, but she was saying how this girl, she did it like stunk so bad, but believe it or not, hers smelled too. Okay, and I'm not trying to down anybody, you know, I know sometimes vaginas smell, but it's just so ironic that she was talking about how the other girl stinks and hers stunk too, you know. But that's a part of doing it, no biggie. I just want to throw that out there. And then I'm doing it or whatever, and I get to the pink part of the vagina, you know what I mean, you know, the part where it's like that thin layer of skin when you get out of the where the hair is, and it's just nothing. So I get close to there. I'm scared, but I'm like, you know, she said I'm doing a good job, so all right, let's do it. So I like take it, and I'm using hard wax, so I take it and I'm like pushing it up, and I look close. And I tell her, like, when I'm done, I'm like, before I rip it, I'm like, well, it looks like it's on the pink part of your vagina. Okay, and it's like I tried to push it away a little and look stuck, like I was telling her. She's like, it's okay, just tear it, it's fine, it'll come off once you pull it, like saying it won't touch it. I pull it, and it tears off the pink skin. Okay, and I'm like, oh my goodness. It's like, it just, I don't know, how bad is it? It hurts a little bit, but she couldn't tell what was hurting, you know what I mean? And trust me, she doesn't sound like all, oh, it's me. She's like getting a little, you know, frustrated or whatever. So I'm like, you know, telling the teacher, how bad is it? Just look for me. And the teacher's like, oh my goodness, because it was like this little pocket of blood there, you know. It was really bad, and it was, you know what I'm saying? And it was scary because the way the vagina just closes itself, how is that really gonna heal without the oxygen truly getting to it, you know what I mean? So I just felt so bad. So I finished everything up, you know, she was just kept telling me, after a while, she's like, it's okay, don't worry, you know, I know you're new, and I felt so bad. So I was just like telling her, I'm so sorry. I even had her number, and I texted her a couple days later when it was the weekend to see how it was doing down there, and she was like, it's okay, you know, my appointment got canceled, but it's okay, I'm doing better. So I'm like, okay, once again, I am so sorry, you know, being as professional as possible, letting her know that I felt bad about it, okay? And then a week passes by, and I still just maintain the hello, but then I was kind of like, they were doing some weird things, like kind of being fake and just talking about us. Like, remember the other 3 girls I told you about? They would like talk about us and just be unnecessary. So I really don't have time for like the childish things like that. So I just wasn't paying them any attention anymore. So I wouldn't really speak to them like that anymore. So one day I was in the back, all right? And they already made it clear, you know what I'm saying? None of that, like, fighting, all that stuff, you'll really get kicked out of the program, and whatever money you spent, you just have to pay that back. No license, you're done. So, you know, I have that in mind. And I'm not even a fighter or that type of person. I mean, if it has to happen, it has to happen regardless. But if I can avoid it, I can avoid it, because I have good self-control. All right, but anyway, so I'm in the back or whatever, and they smoke cigarettes or blacks or whatever they smoke, and I'm just there editing a video, minding my business. All right, and then they come back there, and they're in nails or whatever, and she just starts smoking. So then she looks over at me, she's like, Ashley, do you smoke? And I'm like, nah, I don't smoke. And then all of a sudden, she turns to me and blows the smoke in my face. That's rude. That's very disrespectful. So I was like, can you stop? And then she laughs, takes another puff and turns and blows it in my face again. And I'm like, no, seriously. Like, and then I just get my stuff. And then the girls, like, that's with her, she's like laughing, like, haha, you're really back here getting bullied. And I'm like, ever since that, I'm like, all right, because I knew her for like forever, and that's what she says, you're back here getting bullied. So I just kind of like, you know, what's up when I see you, but it's like that way. And then I just got my stuff and I went back to class, and I was furious. I was upset. Because how could you really do that to someone? But let's say I got up all mad, fighting her or whatever, then I would have been kicked out of the program, and I wouldn't have been an esthetician today. And I know some people are watching this and they're like, you know, you are ridiculous. You should have done this. I would have did this. Like, just like those 3 girls was telling me back in the class. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm kind of glad that I just ignored her and just was like, whatever, because, you know, it's not worth it at the end of the day. You shouldn't let people get you that upset, you know? So I just ended up leaving. They didn't even know I was mad, if anything. At least I didn't think they knew. So then I left and I told the girls about it, and they were like, oh, let's go back out there. Where are they? And I'm like, no, let's not do that, because we're here for a reason, and that is not what we're here for. And it was just super rude. And then I went to administration. I like let them know about it, like, because at that point I'm like, okay, if something else happens now, you know, I just want to let you guys know that this happened. And I will have to do something, you know, after that or whatever, like if something else was to happen. So then maybe they could like kind of understand and not kick me out of the program if this really she tried to turn this into like a bullying thing, or thinking that I wouldn't like take up for myself. So then, you know, a week passed by or whatever, and those 2 girls that are in the new class with them, not the rude ones or whatever, not the one that blew the smoke in my face, but the other 2 girls that were back there with them, she like came up to me and was like, yeah, you know, I'm so sorry about the other day. I don't mess with them anymore, like, because I really thought that was messed up. And I did go up to her and I asked her, like, why did you do that to her? And they're like, oh, because I didn't like that first she was like, oh, because I wanted to. And then she kept asking her, and she was like, oh, because she didn't like that I blew the smoke in my face. No, she didn't like that I, you know, messed up her vagina like that. So there it is. After all the times of me texting her and apologizing and making sure she was good, she was really holding on to that. And I think that she felt like I did that on purpose. And that's crazy. Because why would I do that on purpose? And I told her the skin was attached to the wax. You know what I mean? So that's what happened. She definitely blew the smoke in my face to try to get back at me. And these are some grown women too. But, you know, along with myself, when I'm like saying they're like older, I think. I don't know. But, you know, you would think we're all grown enough for you to really say, you know, I feel like you did that on purpose instead of like doing that. But that's what she did. And that's what I did. And, you know, if I could go back in time and didn't have anything to lose, I would love to just punch her in the face. But, you know, I didn't. And I'm okay with that. So from there on, I just really didn't speak to them at all. Like, I would pass by them and say nothing. I told my other friend about it, like what happened. She's like, oh, I'm coming up there. It's like, no, guys, no. It's not worth it. Yeah. So that's my story time, guys. I saw her one other time outside of school, and I was just like telling my cousin, I was like, look at her, yeah, that's that girl that da-da-da, and I'm like, her hair looks, you know, just saying rude things, and she could hear me, and I just felt bad after. I don't know, that's why I try not to do those types of things, because I always end up feeling bad, like, you know, that's not worth it. Don't let people get to you like that to where you have to stoop down to their level. So that's really what happened. But, you know, the moral of this story is that don't let everybody get to you. Because at the end of the day, you know, my ego tells me you should have did this, but then when I get into myself, I'm like, you know what, you handle that good. So if you are in esthetician school, I know there's like, or even beauty school, there's a lot of like drama and everyone's saying this, people are saying this. Don't let them get to you, because those people are gonna be just like that when they get into the professional world. Even in the professional world now, I really don't have time for the, oh my God, you know what I mean? So just those people are going to act like that too. And you should exercise your professionalism and not do all the gossiping back and forth with other people as they're doing. So that's my story, guys. Just comment below and let me know what you think. If you feel like I should have did this or that, you know, just let me know. Also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and like this video, even if you're not new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.